News continues here on RT. The US says the alleged chemical attack in Syria would be outrageous and a flagrant escalation by Assad if these reports are confirmed. With still no evidence of the government's involvement in the attack or any confirmation about the number of victims, the pressure on the Syrian government is growing. Well, let's get the details now from RT's Marina Portnaya. So, Marina, we've been hearing demands for a thorough investigation into the attack from different sides now. So what are the allegations then from the US?
Well, the U.S. is saying a variety of different things. During a press briefing Thursday afternoon, U.S. State Department spokesperson Jen Psaki said that the U.S. has been unable to conclusively determine chemical weapon use and that Washington is working urgently to gather that information. However, in the same breath, Psaki also said that there's no possible way that the Syrian rebels, who Washington supports, could have been behind the latest round of alleged chemical weapon use. Take a listen.
We still believe that they don't have the capability to use chemical weapons. That has not changed. Again, we're looking into the facts on the ground, but there's no reason, if there's nothing to hide, for the regime not to let the investigative team.
Do you know if the UN team is operating under those same assumptions, that the opposition doesn't have the ability to use these kinds of weapons?
Yes.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
So, Marina, where do those assumptions that the rebels can't be blamed for the attacks, where are those assumptions coming from?
I'm not sure where those assumptions are coming from, because so far we have not heard any UN official make any statements to support what Ms. Psaki just said during her press briefing. The precise reason a team of UN investigators are in Damascus at the moment is to investigate claims surrounding the alleged use of chemical weapons and who would be responsible for administrating those weapons. As a matter of fact, back in May, Carla Del Ponte, she's the lead investigator of the UN's Independent Commission of Inquiry on Syria, she said her team found evidence that rebel fighters are the ones that may have used the nerve agent sarin in Syria, and that it was not used by the Syrian government.
Our investigators have been in Syria and in neighboring countries, interview victims, doctors and field hospitals. And in the latest report we got last week, I saw that although there is still no incontrovertible proof, there are very strong suspicions, judging by the kind of medical help the victims received, that sarin gas has been used by the opposition, rebels, and not the country's authorities. But it's not surprising, because militants and people from outside have already infiltrated the opposition.
And of course, that was Mrs. Del Ponte from May. We don't know how much worse the situation may have gotten in Syria. Now, as of today, Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said that Russia wants a fair investigation and has denied reports that Moscow blocked any type of UN Security Council statement on Wednesday when the council gathered together to discuss the alleged use of chemical weapons in Syria. In the meantime, France is reportedly urging a quote, reaction of force, unquote, if reports of mass chemical attacks near Damascus are confirmed. Moscow says it's the United Nations that decides on the use of force, and so far no country can confirm any reports about the attack victims of any chemical weapon use. So there's a lot of sides to this circumstance, as we've been reporting, and a lot of investigations that are still ongoing.
Marina, thanks very much indeed for that. That's our reporter, Marina Portnaya, live there in New York.